Hey guys, so today I thought I'd make a video about life blocks because it's something that I've been recently thinking about quite a bit, and like even today I started thinking about it again. And then just going through my list of video ideas, I thought why not do this video because it really suits anything you're going through. It suits anyone who wants to change their life and who expects their life to get better, and maybe you've already been working on manifesting things into your life. This video is definitely for you if that is the case, because what people do often, and I'm not perfect either, like I've done this a lot in the past. I do it less because I've done all the learning and everything. Of course, not all the learning, but I've been educating myself in spiritual teachings for years of my life. So I already kind of know what to expect, and I already kind of know why I experience the things I do, and I'm able to sometimes easily shift perspectives from, a bad one to a good one, because perspectives is literally just all life is. Our life gets built off of perception, and often we stick to our problems too much. We kind of start acting like it's a best friend or a family member or something, someone really important to us. We start giving it so much value, and I made a lot of videos about this in the past. We start giving our problems so much value and the shit that we've been through so much value that it actually starts becoming a structure in our life and just a daily kind of thought we have and a daily emotion that we feel, because we start to kind of make it a core, and not to mention an expectation. We start to build it in our core selves. We start to just create it into our own reality over and over and over again. And when things start to repeat themselves to us, that's when we have to start, looking at what we can do to heal from this, because things only repeat themselves to us when we need to heal and recover from something that it is trying to teach us. And often, I'm saying this from my own experience, and what I've noticed with a lot of people is it's usually insecurities that creates all of these things. It's not even usually other people or situations. You have to think really deeply about these things. Don't just look at the surface, because looking at the surface is never going to tell you what's on the inside. It never works like that. And the best way to heal yourself and to change your life is to recognize those things so that you can actually heal from those things, because you're not going to heal from something that you don't fully understand. Like if you're sitting there holding grudges all the time and looking back and saying that was the worst experience of my life over and over and over again, it's going to become a core thought and a core emotion, like I was saying earlier. And then you're going to start to kind of lose control over it, because it's going to become more overpowering. And then maybe it leads you to needing therapy, or maybe it leads you to wanting to go into medication. It can lead to more darker paths if you choose to not focus on letting it go. And that's why something that I want to stress a lot in this video today, it's like we trap ourselves in like a little box. And that box contains everything that we've been through in the past. And because we're not willing to step out of that box, and there's no windows, no nothing, so it's not like we're looking at anything. We're just looking at everything that has happened to us in the past. And there's so much more to life than your past experiences. If you look at it and base it all off of your past, if you look at your life and just think about everything that happened to you in the past, you're not going to fucking be moving forward in any way that's going to be different from the past. Because in order for a new to happen to you, and miracles to happen, and new things to come into your life and better your life, for those new things to happen to you that maybe you know about or maybe you just hope for to come and change your life, those things cannot enter your life until you start to release and let go of the old that is no longer serving you or your greatest good. Those things cannot enter your life until you make the room for them, not to mention until you're willing to look away from the past and not to look at the future. It's not bad to look at the past, as a self-reflection kind of like tool, and it's not bad to sometimes get upset about things. Like I can get upset an awful lot in my life, if I'm being quite honest, but it's never permanent, and that's because I have things that I'm looking forward to, and I know that at the end of the day things may not happen at the speed that we want them to, but that does not mean that they're not happening, and it's something that I even was thinking about last night, and I also try to stress this a lot to people, is that a lot of people ignore when they're in transition and they just think this isn't working, but The transition is preparing you for the outcome. You would not be prepared for what you are trying to manifest if you're not being prepared for it. You know, like if there was a cheat and you were able to get it in 0.5 seconds, you know, it wouldn't work out for you. Like there are things that I think about daily, you know, that I'm like, what if I got this like 2-3 years sooner? What would have happened? You know, I know, and I can easily admit I would have never been ready for that, because I was not the same person that I am now. And the way I am now could handle these newer things. But definitely looking back 2-3 years ago at my goals that I had then and have now, I'm definitely more in shape for them now than I was at that time, you know, and it's something that people naturally do not think about or really notice at first glance, you know, but it's so important to look at, because you would not be ready for whatever it is you're trying to manifest, and you may not be right now. And, you know, if it hasn't happened yet otherwise, and you don't believe that, you know, it has anything to do with the fact that like you've been putting in a lot of work or whatever it may be, you know, in other words of shit not working out for you, it's always something inward that you need to face. You know, you might completely ignore the transition stage, but other than that, it is inward preparation that's really is what the transition does for you. It transforms you in your mental state and all of that, and the way you handle things and take on things, so that you can be prepared for when these future events, whatever it is you desire, comes your way. You're not going to be ready for them instantly. And you know, if again something isn't happening and it's been like 5 years, 6 years, that's when it's time to start looking at what it is inside of you that needs to fucking shift, because obviously there is something holding you back that isn't allowing you to fully move forward. Like for me, and this is something that I'm getting a lot of help with and always seems to come back again and again, and I'm struggling with it constantly, is my anger and negative thought patterns. Because I went like 8 years of my life surrounding myself with negative energies and negative thought patterns, and like I was always just so negative all the time. Now it's become, like I said, if you feed into it enough times and sit there constantly trapping yourself in that box of your problems and shit you've been through in the past and what this person said to you and whatever, you know, it's just going to hold you still, and it's not going to allow you to move forward until you're ready to let go of it and move on from that, right? Because your future has nothing to do with that, you know? You take the lesson and you move on. If you sit there and dwell on the situation, you're not going to move on from it too easily, and then the new stuff can't enter your life. So that's personally my example, is my personal life that I'm still working on moving away from my anger and my negative thought patterns. So that's a constant for me. So, you know, everything that hasn't worked out for me yet is because I'm blocking myself by constantly being angry or negative all the time, you know, and it's not even an all-time kind of thing, but there are things that I need to let go of that I'm still working on. And you know, like confidence was one of those things, and I think I'm quite nailing it with that, to be honest. But you know, there's always going to be things that you have to work on in order to grow, and a lot of people like to ignore those lessons and just complain about how it's presenting itself to them. But sometimes bigger things need to happen for you to notice shit. Like, you know, I've been through a lot of shit in my life, and had it been any lighter, I probably wouldn't have started this journey for myself at all, which means I would not be making videos, or maybe I would be still making videos considering my love for YouTube and making videos, but I don't even remember how I felt about YouTube at that time, at the beginning stages of it anyways. But you know, for me, I had no goals because I thought I was numb and my life was over and my life was shit. So you know, it's a constant thought that can be reoccurring in your head, and it can be it is very, very toxic, and it does slow you down and definitely sometimes can even stop you if you don't focus on dealing with it. If you just point fingers at everything else all the time, what sort of work are you even actually doing? Because it's not outward that needs to change, it's inward that needs to shift to the new beginning that you so desire. But anyways, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos. And I will also link my vlog channel in the description below this video.